Welcome back, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, whoever you are, and wherever you are. I'm glad you're here. And Twin Cobra is glad you're here too. We're almost there. We're almost ready to fire this bad chicken up. So we have pinned the connector right here. It's the big old fat 15 pinner. Okay, we used every one of them, as you can see, for the control panel. So that part's done. All we have to do is take the corresponding wires here for each left and right and start buttons, etc. Line them up to the right pin. Hook the speaker up. We're going to do that. And back here, we got a little electrical wiring to do. We've got to get some AC power to the power supply from the transformer right here. So we're going to do that. And we just hooked our ground wire up here. We got to tighten this screw up here. We got the little 1/4-inch driver. We're going to have to put that in there for the ground on the monitor. And this actually, let's see if I can do this. That actually will go together, although that plug, the male and the female, isn't exactly made to go together. It actually does, so we might try it like that. As long as it's got a good connection, it'll work. So, and that's really all we have to do, other than some little cosmetic stuff on the outside. But there we are. And here we go. So hang on for the ride, and we'll see how this goes. So we've got to the 120 volts coming off the transformer. We've already tested all these voltages. So 120 comes out here, and that's going to our power supply right here. 120 comes out right here, and that's going up to our light up on the top, which we know works because we've checked that. And 120 comes out right here, which goes to the monitor. Okay, that plug's not exactly made for that, but it fits together and it should be okay. So we're gonna run it like that just to see. So in theory here, we've got everything hooked up except for the control panel. That's not all hooked up, but we've got the coin door hooked up and all of that. So in theory, it should turn on and the game should come up on the screen, in theory. So let's do it and see what happens. Interlock switch, disengaged. Power switch. Here it goes, people. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, did you hear the crackle? Okay, we're gonna look for the magic smoke. That's the first thing you do. Oh, we got a lot of glare there from the sun. Sorry about that. We're looking for magic smoke, people. Okay, you see any magic smoke? I do not see any magic smoke. That's good. Okay, we got the green light. Green light is good. That means we got juice to our power supply. We've already checked the power supply, and we know we're pumping right at just a hair over 5 volts, which is what you want. And the monitor definitely came on. We all heard it, people. Let's go up here and look at the front of the machine and see if it's on. I'll bet it is, people. See what we got going on up here. We got nothing. So bright, I can't really see what's going on. Okay, so we forgot to do something. Back to the drawing board. Let's go see what we failed to do. Okay, I'm gonna check a few things. Stand by. Lewis, happy Thanksgiving, Lewis. You know, it's Thanksgiving morning. So wherever you are, and whoever you are, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So before we start, doing all the Thanksgiving stuff, and I mean, I got to smoke turkey, and actually I'm smoking chicken. But me and Lewis are out here working on the Twin Cobra before all that starts. It's kind of early in the mornings. It's a nice day, and so we're getting it fired up. And we ran into some really, really bizarre where we couldn't get it to work yesterday. Now, me and Lewis put a multi-board in the thing, and it works fine. You put the Twin Cobra board in it. Lewis, are you getting impatient? Okay, I'm gonna put you down. You're getting impatient. Here you go. Lewis, come on, seriously? So it works perfect with the multi-board. See it there? No problem. You put the Twin Cobra board in, nothing. Okay? Take the Twin Cobra board out, put it on the test bench, works fine. So something's amiss, and we're gonna figure it out. Okay, here we go. One of my favorite YouTube channels, Joe's Classic Video Games. I learned a lot from Ron Lyons is the man's name, and his brother's name is Joe. And they got this place in South Carolina. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But me and Ron are pretty tight. And I figured it out, people. Now, we're kind of outside, and there's some glare. And you see some screen refresh issues there. But the game's running. She's working. There she goes. I'm just going to let you watch it here. As it was meant to be. Got the old Cobra. That's going to be me. I'm going to be flying that. This guy right there. I'm going to be flying that. I got those big machine guns and missiles. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So, let me show you what happened. I worked on this for hours last night, people. And it took me about 5 minutes this morning after I slept on it. You sleep on things sometimes. Let your brain reset. So, the power supply under a load was only given the game board there about 4.5 volts. Ain't enough to boot the game, people. It ain't gonna work. Just ain't slap gonna work. Okay. So I tested the voltages right there. Okay. The red one is the 5 volts. That's the main line you need to make the game work. Black's the ground, so you can just touch your leads right there on those two, and you're like 4.5 volts. So I cranked up the little dial there underneath the green LED. And now we're, well, let me show you. Let me show you here. I'm letting you check out my finger there. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so get the old multimeter out here. Get the old chopstick deal going. Okay. So the idea is we'll get this sort of a deal, like that, and see. Oh, I slipped. Hell no. Well, I'm doing this one-handed. We're gonna do it though. Need to practice this. Here we go. 5. Okay, you saw it. It's 5.01, 5.02. It's right at 5 volts. That's what she's doing, and the game needs 5 volts. So all this circuitry draws a lot of juice from the old power supply. So when you put the power supply under the load, its output goes way down. So But now we got it. Now we got it going, people. So we're gonna go ahead and well, let's try something here just for fun. I don't have the sound hooked up yet. See if it coins up. Coin door lights work though. See? You can see them there. No, she's not coining up though. We're gonna get the rest of the show hooked up here so we can play some Twin Cobra. Catch you here in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna show something kind of sweet here. So we're gonna hook the speaker up, and this is kind of one of these weird oddball plugs that I cut off, and it actually the other one on the other side of the speaker wire is the receiving end for this. So, but this one has the old pins in it, right? So this is my .084 Molex jig Mark 1. You can tell it's a very technical piece of equipment. So you take your job and you just put it on the hole there, okay? And you get, I'm using a drill bit, which the deal is it has to fit in here perfectly, okay? And this one does, okay? And then you just pop it with a hammer, which I'm gonna do here in just a second, and it pops that pin right out of there into that hole. Works like a boss, right? And the beautiful part about this, the Mark 1, is it cost me $0, okay? There's some fancy schmancy tools you can buy that are kind of expensive to do this, but I just made my own. So, and of course you can have one for a 093 as well, which is a little bigger, and you just have to have a different size. I just use a drill bit because, you know, I got a ton of them and found one that fits perfect, but you could use anything as long as it fits in the hole just right. So I'm gonna pop them out of there real quick and show you. So it literally took, I mean, I just, you know, don't have an extra hand to hold the camera and do it at the same time, but literally it took just 5 seconds total. And you can use whatever. I just used the end of this screwdriver right here. And so now this connector is all clear, and we'll put a couple new pins in it, and we'll get up to our speaker. Sweet. And about 60 seconds later, it was probably 120. It was probably 2 minutes because I, you know, took my time. We've got the speaker all hooked up there, okay? So now we're going to, this game does actually have sound in a track mode. So we're going to check the dip switch settings and set it so it does the sound. So maybe we can hear it here in a second. So let's go get the manual and we'll see what switch we need to turn on or off. So we've got the manual here, and it has a section for the dip switches, okay? And let's see here, demo sound right there. And with, you want dip switch 4 off. So we got to go find dip switch 4 on the board and make sure that bad chicken is off. So let's go look. Flip the switch, people. Dip switch 4 right there, see? And then you've got action. So we know our sound works. So we're closing in on it hard and heavy now. We got the game's all working, monitor's working, lights are working. Yeah. We got it all squared away back here. Got the board mounted in there again. See, everything's looking good. All we got to do is do a bunch of connections now, and we'll be able to play it. Awesome. So now you come back after things are working, huh? When things were rough, you were kind of like ditching me, dude. But now you're back because you heard it. Lewis came to check it out, people. So he's out here on Thanksgiving morning doing his thing. So anyway, I got nothing else, so we're just going to keep working on it. Later. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to pin the connectors. Now remember when we put our little labels on there? Oh, this is when your life gets so much easier because you had forethought. Forward thinking, forethought, you know, thinking ahead. So these are all labeled, so we know where each one of those is supposed to go. So all we have to do is correspond each one of those wires to, this is the player one side right here, okay? So all we got to do is put the old, these are the pins that are going to go on that end, and they're for 18 to 24 gauge. You can get these different sizes too, okay? I like to use 20 gauge wires, okay, which is bigger than you need to up here, but it's just easier to work with for me. So a lot of people will use 24 gauge, which is, you know, they're just a little thinner. But these pins will work for anything between 18 and 24 gauge. And these look like they're about 20 gauge too, so everything's going to match up just fine. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to play it, people. We got the player one part wired up, and I'll show you if you can look in here and say, you probably can't, but yeah, there it is. All right, see, we just we didn't permanently pin it, we just stuck them in there to make sure we got it right, and we got it right. We got it right. That's why you label those things. All right, so we're going to coin it up. Here we go. There, did you hear it? Now we're gonna do this one-handed. Now that screen refresh deal that you're seeing, that doesn't really exist. That's just the modern device filming the 30-something-year-old device. All right, so we got the one-handed control job over here, but my skills will enable me to do it. To fire with my thumb, so you can get the idea. And see, everything works. So you're flying your helicopter. That's me. I'm flying the Cobra, people. I'm flying it. I'm blasting. Oh, that guy there. We're going to throw a bomb at him. We nuked him. See? I nuked him. Got those big Magnum bunker buster bombs. Pretty sweet. Only the highest skill level arcade game players can play a two-handed game like this one-handed. And I mean, I'm doing it for you, people. So, there goes my neighbor's loud truck. He comes out every morning. He goes to work at 6 o'clock every morning. You want to know how I know? He's cool, though. He's cool. Yeah. Oh, they got me. All right, well, there it is. We're just gonna let it. We're gonna let it go here, and we're gonna put the finishing touches on it. But we're playing it on Thanksgiving. It's awesome. Thanks for coming. Hope you liked it, and we'll show it again here when it has all the little bells and whistles and all the little finishing touches on it.